everyone, this is Angie at Stampin' with Amore, and since it's Wednesday I'm doing a card tutorial, and this was a request from one of my followers who wanted a card for their mom's birthday, and so this is the card that I came up with. So this is what I'm sharing with you today, and let's go ahead and get started with it. What you're going to need for this is you're going to need a piece of 4.5 by 11.5. This is crumb cake cardstock, and you're going to score it in half at 5.5. So, I'm sorry, did I say 4.5? It's 4 1/4 by 11.5. So it'll make your standard 5.5 by 4 1/4 card. This one just flips open that way. Then you're going to need a piece of designer series paper. This measures 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and this is pink pirouette. And then you'll need a piece of whisper white, which is 3 7/8 by 5 1/4. So that's all you need for this card. And I'm using this Mother's Love stamp set. It's a 2-step stamp. And it's a new one out of our Occasions catalog, and it's super cute. You're going to see when I stamp with it. So, okay, let's go ahead and get started. Now, to get the little frame that I created, that is, I cut a template out. And I'm using the oval framelits, and I'm using the, let's see, 1, 2, 3... the fourth one from the center. And then I cut out that, and this is going to be my template. So I'm using some repositional adhesive, and I'm centering this template in the center of my piece of whisper white. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do some sponging. So I'm going to grab some crumb cake ink and my little sponge, and I'm just going to dab it in my ink pad, and I'm going to start making little circles all the way around, and it just gives it a really cute light background. It almost looks like cotton. It's really pretty. So just go ahead and go all the way around your template. And you can do it as light or as dark as you like. I just wanted to keep it light because the inks that I'm using are pretty light inks. So that's the crumb cake. Now I'm going to switch to some pink pirouette, and I'm going to do the same process. So we're going to use the pink pirouette. And I'm going to kind of go in the areas that I see like white spots. So you're going to have like a mixture of crumb cake and pink pirouette. Okay, so I think that's good enough. If you want it darker, you can continue doing it, but I like the way that looks. So I'm going to remove my template, and it'll have a little bit of the adhesive on there. You just can rub it off. It rubs right off. And then we're ready to stamp. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some pink pirouette again, and I'm going to stamp the first stamp, which are these little blossoms, and they don't really look like anything until I get the second stamp stamped. I'm going to center that. And then we're going to take some crumb cake, and I'm going to do the flower over the top. See if I can line these up. You have to line it up right over the top of your pink. Isn't that pretty? I love the way that looks. It's just so pretty. And then the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to take some chocolate chip, and I'm going to stamp the sentiment over the top, which says, "Nobody loves like a mom." And I think this is so cute. I love this saying. And then I'm going to center that right over and stamp. There you go. Isn't that pretty? And I like, because I use the lighter colors behind it so that you can still see them behind the darker sentiment. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm just going to tear like maybe 1/4 of an inch off the bottom. I just wanted to give it a little bit of a different look to it. I just like the way it looked torn, and it gives it a little bit more dimension. Okay, so let me grab my card base and the designer series paper, and we are going to mat this piece with some snail. And I put it right to the top. Center that. And then we're going to take some dimensionals and we're going to put some on the back of this piece. Remove our backing. And then we'll place this right on top. And I did put this one all the way to the top also. And then I used some Blushing Bride ribbon, and this is our the grosgrain ribbon, and it's the 1/8. I think it's it's 1/4 inch. I thought it was the 1/8 inch. It's 1/4 inch. And I already made a bow, because you know how sometimes it's hard for me to make a bow on camera. So I already made the bow for that. And we're going to stick a glue dot on the back. And we're going to put it right here. And that's it. See how quick, easy, and simple, but yet elegant. And one other thing I wanted to do, because I just sometimes like to stamp like on the inside. I did stamp Happy Birthday on the other one, but I'm going to leave this one blank so that if I want to change it to Mother's Day or whatever occasion for Mom, I can do that and still use it. But this is also from the set, and I'm just going to stamp a little flower on the inside. And then sometimes if I give my mom a card, I just like to write in the inside. So that is it. Here's the other one that I made, and they're very cute, very simple. So I hope you enjoyed the project, and for my follower, I hope you liked the project, and I will see everybody later. If you need any products, you can go to my blog at stampingwithamore.com, and I have a giveaway going on. So if you want to go over there, my blog, leave me a comment and like my Facebook page. I'll enter you into the drawing. And that's it. I'll see y'all later. Have a blessed day. Bye.